Hello and welcome to Awaken the Truth Within with Zoey Gold. If you are a person who've been studying laws of the mind and laws of the universe for years, if you are the person who've been studying or at least heard about law of attraction, if you're a person who has big goals, who wants more from his or her life, and who's been practicing and reading different books and attending different events on self-development, on self-improvement, on business improvement. And especially if you are not getting results in one particular area of your life that you cannot break through, or maybe in many areas. This episode of my podcast is dedicated to you. Because I've been getting a lot of similar questions from my clients, from my students recently, from people who've been studying laws of the mind, laws of the universe, laws of attraction. And the question is, how fast am I going to get the results that I want? Why isn't it working? I know that there is truth in what I've been learning for the past 15, for some people it's 20, 30 years from different mentors and different teachers. But why does it seem that it's not working or I cannot break through? Well, first of all, the clarification here, the important clarification is that yes, it is true that you have to align with the good that you desire, that you have to feel good, that you have to focus on solution, that you have to see and feel the end result, and you have to feel from the dream fulfilled, and you have to be aligned with who you really are and feel all these beautiful positive feelings, and yes, enjoy the journey and enjoy and appreciate your life and yourself, etc. And all the stuff that you probably heard again, over and over again from different books, different seminars, different mentors, different methodologies, etc. And all of that is correct. The only challenge with that is what many people do. They have this baggage that they carry with them. And for some, it's could be, let's say, something that happened in the past that really hurt them, like past trauma or some traumatic or dramatic experience, or just regular, life, like the person got a divorce and got hurt, or the person heard some negative comment from his or her father or her mother 50 years ago, or anything that happened with them in their career, in their business, when they lost the business, or they had a lot of failures, or something was painful or hurtful, or some particular thoughts that I would say habitual patterns that they go back to anytime when they feel stressed or worried, like criticism, self-criticism, self-condemnation, criticizing of others, jealousy, envy, and many, many other things. So we're not going to go too deep there yet, right? So what happens is these habitual patterns are within the person, and different things in the environment really trigger these responses from the person from time to time. And throughout the day, on a regular basis, the person goes back to these either painful memories or these triggers that trigger these negative reactions and emotions and thoughts and beliefs and meaning that the person gives to different things and situation and people within the person, and the person focuses on it, feels it, reacts to it, etc. And then the person reads these beautiful books about personal development, which are powerful. Many of them are very powerful and very helpful. So don't get me wrong, I'm not saying anything against that. I love that industry, especially if it comes from mentors who know what they're talking about and when it truly comes from their heart and really good, pure intention. But the problem or the challenge here is that that the person has all these memories, all this baggage, all these patterns, and now they read about how the idea that they need to feel good, that they need to feel positive emotions, that they need to focus on the good that they desire, etc., which is visualize, affirm, whatever, which is really beautiful. The problem here, though, is that when the person has all this baggage in them, this pain, this stuff that is boiling within them from time to time, this inner turmoil, and they try to put, which actually is always at the background, somewhere there. It always comes up. It like a shadow somewhere in the background that is there. And the person tries to put this positive stuff, the positive affirmations or visualizations or the goals on top of that, I would say, mental garbage, on those habitual, painful, chronicle patterns or painful memories from the past. And don't get me wrong. You can refocus. You can let go. And some people do that. So it is actually about what's active within you. So if a person, let's take two people. So two people could have some dramatic experience or traumatic experience in their childhood. And one truly resolved it and let it go, and it's not active within him or her. Whether it happened right after that traumatic experience or 10 years later, 20 years later, but it is resolved. So it's not coming up anymore. It's not bothering this person. Nothing in the environment triggers those habitual old reactions and beliefs and feelings. Then that's all right. The person is free from that. The person can literally focus on what the person wants and go for it and feel from the dream fulfilled. And that's beautiful. While another person, for some reason, and doesn't matter why, still carries that. And often when I ask my clients, when we uncover some kind of painful memory or issue or problem or challenge that is in their life, that they are feeling from stress to even suffering about that particular issue every day. So, for example, something could happen or happened in the life of this person 10 years ago, or 20 or 30 years ago, but this person is still thinking those thoughts, still having a conversation with his brother or parents about that particular day in their head, in their imagination. Or they remember their failures and they go over and over and over again these failures in their mind. And whenever they plan something in the future, they remember those failures and they look at the future goals and plans and their achievements and what they can do through the prism of those past experiences and past failures. Right? So that is active in them. They activate it and reactivate it in them every day. For some people, it takes a couple of minutes. For some people, it takes a couple of hours. And then what they try to do, so it is somewhere there in the background because they're always playing that old record over and over and over and over again. And they try to put some positive stuff on top of it. It does not work. In some very, very, very rare cases, people, when they do it often enough, when they're very persistent, when they truly become, they are willing to do it, they become avid students of really effective material in personal development, then they can snap out of those patterns. They can retrain themselves by repetition, by really refocusing. But for many people, it's really like it's a good idea to understand that you have to be unconditional, that you don't have to look at outside circumstances, and that is true, that you have to feel this feeling of the state of dream fulfilled. But for many people, it is very challenging to stop looking at what is, especially if it was with them for the past 50 years, like let's say lack of financial abundance or struggle with some family members or lack of money or lack of a good career or good job or different problems with their spouses, etc. Sometimes it can be very, very, very challenging being in this situation to really, 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 truly, deeply, genuinely within them refocus on what they actually want, especially when they are involved in this situation, especially when they lack the knowledge, they lack the skills, the tools, the strategies that can actually help them do that. Because there are tools, and I work with the most effective strategies and tools and technology, which was developed through years by the best mentors of the world, and I still develop them. And that really, really helps. But many people, they really don't have that, or they don't have access to that. Or they read and they got some idea about feeling good and positive thoughts, etc. But they either put it on top of that mental garbage that they carry with them, so it's not that effective, or they cannot refocus completely on the good that they desire, or they do it for such short period of time, like a couple of minutes a day, and then they're still involved in their old habitual mental patterns, that they do not allow this positive momentum, this momentum of well-being to really take place, to really happen. And then they wonder why nothing works, why nothing changes, or if it changes very incrementally, or the results are very, very mediocre. And just examples of such patterns that could really influence the quality of your life, emotional quality, and also financial, with your relationship, with your loved ones, is, for example, and you've heard maybe about it, but I want you to look at it even deeper, this notion of self-love. And what I see, again, when I work with people, that many people who believe that they're okay with this topic, like maybe they're not really, really adoring themselves, but they're okay. Like it doesn't bother them. It's not like they are really condemning themselves or hating themselves or any of those severe cases. When we dig deeper, when you really look deeper and be very, very honest, not with me, but with yourself right now about this topic, because the shift in this particular area will create and help you transform every result in your life that you have, any other aspect of your life. Now, look at that. Do you really accept yourself for who you are right now? Without being or doing something or achieving something or being somebody you think you should or doing something that you think you should, etc., just as you are. Do you truly appreciate, accept, approve of yourself right now, just the way you are, just the way you look, just the way your body are, just the way you feel? Because another thing that just came up, and I want to mention it here, that when I work with clients who've been involved in this idea, and again, these ideas are beautiful, but sometimes you have to go deeper in order to achieve these ideas, like about feeling good, being positive, being in alignment with who you really are. So many people know about it. And when they are not in alignment with who they really are, when they are not feeling happy, they, because of whatever reason, right, because of they focus in a particular way, they feel even worse because they know they need to feel happy. So they have a good life, they have good results, they are aligned, but at the same time, they are not aligned because they I don't know, they have this challenge in their life or whatever, and they feel even more unhappy because they know that they need to be happy, they need to feel good, and they are not happy and they don't feel good in that moment. And that frustration I see over and over and over again. And by knowing that you should be happy and you want to be happy because this is the only way to manifest what I want and live the life that I want, the person takes themselves from that natural, truly natural state of being truly happy and free right now, because they're so frustrated that they cannot achieve that state of pure bliss and pure happiness. So coming back to self-love. So do you really, truly, from the bottom of your heart, accept, appreciate, approve of yourself right now, just the way you are? If you're a woman without your makeup, with the body the way it is, with the hair the way it is, when you look in the mirror, with your habitual thoughts and patterns, even if they're negative, so what? Do you really accept, embrace, and really, truly appreciate yourself? Do you truly, really embrace, appreciate, and love your body, the way you look? And also, it's not just about women. When I was talking about makeup, I said women. But for men, it's the same thing. Do you truly appreciate, accept, and approve of yourself just the way you are? Not because you have something, not because you earned something, not because you achieved something, not because you will do something or did something, but just because you are just the way you are. Do you actually trust yourself? Do you trust yourself? Do you trust your goodness? Do you know that you're good deep within you 100%, no matter what happened in the past, no matter what kind of thoughts you had or what things you did, no matter how complicated your inner world seems, no matter how much pain and suffering you felt or feel, or things that you need to change and beliefs that you need to change but you didn't, doesn't matter. Do you truly, really love, appreciate, approve of yourself, and trust yourself? There are other patterns, like when we talk about this mental garbage, like guilt, blame, resentment, criticism. How often are you involved in those patterns? What triggers them? How often do you stay there? Why do you go there? Fear of different things. And again, we're not going to go there. Any kind of fear, of loss, of failing, of poverty, of lack, of whatever. Different memories of the past, different beliefs, and it is all just data, just some information that you observed, that you've heard, that you've noticed, etc. And then, if there is a lot of that inner turmoil, it doesn't matter how much good stuff the person will put on top of that, if that garbage is active within them, if that garbage is really at the background. So that's where the challenge comes. That's why it's not, for some people, and again, change can happen in a second. Sometimes it's years of preparation for the change that to happen in a second. But that's the question that people ask, why does it take so long? And first of all, I would say that it is a lifelong commitment to self-improvement. And you do not do it, you do not master yourself in order to achieve some goal that you want. It is the goal in itself. Because when you truly let go of that garbage, when you truly find that internal freedom, when you truly tap into who you truly are, when you truly let go of that that mental garbage, the data, all that stuff that creates a turmoil in you, can you imagine the freedom, the magnificence, that beautiful splendor of your soul that is unleashed? How joyous that is. How freeing. How many gifts you can give to you have and you can give to the world. How many talents you can unfold. How many beautiful things you can create, appreciate, and share with people when you're truly free from all that stuff. And then you will still focus and refocus yourself on what you want. But when you truly are free from all that, the inspiration comes, and it comes on its just naturally, because that is your natural state, and you don't have to visualize anything. It will just come to you. You will see the vision. You will feel your dream fulfilled, because it comes from within. It comes from your soul. It comes from your inner vision, your inner knowing, because you know what it is that you came here for, what you can do, your true power, your true potential. You know all of that. And now you don't have to force it, because when a person has this mental garbage and they try to force the visualization, I have to feel like a millionaire in the middle of this poverty situation here. Like I have to, like I'm so frustrated and tired and miserable of this situation here right now, but I have to force myself to feel good right now. That's where the challenge is. You cannot force it. You can enjoy it. You can love it. You can feel it. You can have the freedom of it when you are clean of that garbage. You don't have to force it. It just comes. It's your natural state. But when you try to push it, force it, make it happen, then you're just fighting. It's those inner conflicts that I'm talking about, when you're just fighting internally and they're tearing yourself apart, because you know this is what you want, you know this is what you can, but you have some other stuff that is telling you that you won't be able to, or you couldn't, or you're not worth it, or da 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 da. And there are so many of those patterns that you can be free from. And you know that. That's why you're listening to this recording. That's why you're looking for the answers. And you've come a long way, because you've let go of a lot of stuff. A lot. And you can let go of other things that are still holding you back, probably to this moment, and preventing you from getting where you want to go. And it is life. It is a lifelong commitment to self-improvement. Because when you are truly free, it's not really about the goals. The goals will come. And again, goals are beautiful and achievements are beautiful, but it's about the quality of your life. How you feel now, how you live now, what you can do. Because from that freedom and inspiration and that power, you can do things that you will never be able to do from force and effort and struggle and pushing and managing and controlling and forcing and trying to make it happen. Because all that power, all that beauty squeezed within you with all those inner entanglements and fears and all that stuff, and you can set yourself free. You can do that. You have the power in you. You might need some tools, and life will be sending them to you. With some books and life situations, because it's life experience that teaches. With different insights that come from your inner wisdom, and different mentors and different events and different life experiences. You will get everything you need when you make the decision. And there are tools. I know, because I've dedicated years to studying this, to really understanding how to free yourself, how to create a transformation that is inside out. And there are tools and there are technologies that can help you do it faster, easier, in the most pleasant way, in the most powerful way that you can use later on, whenever you want and need. And you can always get help in terms of that. But the life always happens for you. And if you really make a decision and you want to make it happen, it will bring you to the right tools. You just need to know what is it that you truly want. So this was me, Zoey Gold, with you today. Have an amazing day. I hope this was helpful, and I'll talk to you in the next episode of this podcast. Have an amazing day. Bye now.